I got stuff going on this morning that I gotta talk about. Super serious. Okay, so in the in the geonatology department, let's go with that for a moment because maybe I could find somebody smart in telemetry that knows what the fuck is going on, and like can fucking listen and like pay attention. In light year equipment, where like the diorama, right, is on a table and then it pops up in like a dimensional view, and it's got like almost like laser lights, right, and like you can just like it just does it by itself based on like whatever you need and like voice command on whatever else and whatever you're researching for. So anyway, so that area of like the lights aren't too bright, not like they are in Candyland where everything is like, oh my god, a vampire's worst nightmare. But anyway, so for the goo, right, so that's the geometric, origamic, or organic, right, yeah, my cuneiform being uniform human, right, hi. So on that light spectrum, there is something going on with your hiring policy of breaking every rule known to man. Because currently there is something from like the buffer zone of like, you go up to the buffer if you're Indian and you go, excuse me, could you take a message over to like whatever in your area? Yeah, because they weren't allowed to cross the buffer zone of Nepal because they weren't really friends, right? But like then you had like the mixers in the middle, right? Like the kids that were like half and half. Yeah, they could somehow pass message. They weren't allowed to stay, but they were allowed to go like and pass messages. Great. Okay, so there is your, right, well, one of those area fools is in a laboratory with like a violet light, right? Yeah, he's not even allowed to know violet light exists, right? Black lights, whatever. So, yeah, he's there and he's in like microscope territory with some kind of petri dish that has like a gooey substance, and it is like a string when you put the light on it of symbols, but like in multi-string. He's trying to tease those strings apart. Why are we allowing that level of mistake that his parents made by leaving the hose on genetically into that level of laboratory equipment? Like, nobody gives a shit if he learns stuff. Like, honestly. Like, bullets, like, that's where AK-47 in the boardroom, yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Like, he doesn't belong in that level of science ever. It's against humanity's policy. They are, like, the most disgusting, viral, like, plague on the syntax system. And it's, like, causing serious national debt concerns. It's causing cancer everywhere because he's got to, like, sit there and, no. Somebody fell in love in a buffer zone with his kind of exotic affliction. I don't really give a shit. They die equally as fast. So why is he living as a cuneiform human uniform? Like, I mean, I hate to even give him that syntax, like, but I have to shine light on whatever the fuck he's doing in ultraviolet, like, lit laboratory. Hello, yeah. That's where those, like, enriched plutonium, like, capsules, right, that they insisted they needed on, like, Candyland surface area, yeah. That's where those go off really fast and then kill the people that know how to use the equipment. So this way we can then go in and, like, take the equipment back because, they're not even allowed on ships. Are you aware of that? Because they are, like, the most disgusting, viral, invasive species on the planet, and I don't want to hear my melanin-rich say a word because my word is God and L, and I'm trying to protect you, and there's things like you can't even like fathom that I'm already in the laboratory mentally astroplaning with them because of my telemetry in my origamic, right? Because I'm allowed up at that level, right? So I'm inviting you into like my verbiage for a moment so you understand perspective as to what's going on in elsewhere territory that's really fucking dangerous for your melanin-rich skin, because I'm trying to figure out why in America they keep killing black guys at like age 50, but yet like we've got the fucking disgusting viral plague in Mongol territory living to like 99. Right, yeah, you might want to get their fucking disgusting out of the laboratory. They're not white enough to be in. Oh, yeah, look at that. Yeah, photon spectrum genesis level. What are you thinking? Like, Neptune knows they are not the correct tune to be up there. And if they are just the right color spectrum, and then it gets a little confusing. Their eyes. Hello. Yeah. There's other codecs that, like, they are are not allowed up there. And here's the other thing. They're not allowed to float in the ocean. Know why? Oh my God, look at that. Because then they tend to like go meet with like dangerous people. They make secret deals about like getting imports that they're not supposed to have. Oh my God, look at that. They can be untrustworthy. Not like the fucking legends that they write about themselves. Like, oh, we're such awesome people. Yeah, fucking, I'll tell you what you really are. But anyway, so that's why we don't let them off the land. Like, they are supposed to be landlocked in their specific territory, like China, yeah, India, right? Like India, like we let them a little close to the water. They're a little more trustworthy. It's the ones in China, right? We landlocked them for a fucking reason because there's a buffer zone at the coast where, like, right, it's militarized zone, and like the white people, my biosignature, right? They do the floating like naval stuff and like shipping and containment, yeah, because we gotta contain them on land because the white guys know better than to sell the interior, any kind of like chemicals for black lights and laboratory equipment, yeah, because they know that they're a fucking disaster and disgusting, and they test things on humans in levels, and because they're always like science, right? Yeah, okay, so that's got to be quelled a little bit. So why are we letting them in the Navy? Just curious, because I'm from Aeronav, alright, at least that's the direction I was supposed to go in before you landlocked me and like was like, here, take some Koreans. Let's see how she does with some Koreans. Yeah, here's the thing about that. Funny, yeah, no, not really. Because the more like things you do to annoy me and to lock me out, laces out, alright, Ace Ventura, from where I belong in Aeronav, like bio, like protection agency. Oh my God, yeah, look at that. To help you then clean the ocean and put the people all back where they belong, to keep like the melanin rich safe and like the caramel color, right? Like, cause they're not allowed in those labs either, which is fine, cause like at least they are going to be rewarded for listening. It's just the people I'd like to send a plutonium capsule to, right? The ones that keep trying to like jump onto like my white ships. Yeah, oh my God. There is a reason for racist. Yeah, there is. It's very specific. Somebody should have fucking told you, right? If it wasn't the fucking Friar Liars Club in Charles Sphincter of London. You do realize that like every word out of your mouth has to be truthful. Otherwise it runs up that national debt of like, yeah, so the Friars Club, you're calling yourself a United Kingdom according to the English Channel, Charles. Is there a reason for that? Because you're not a king. The king that's here is in like the USSR, like part of the Mick complex, right? We're the mimics. Oh my God, look at that. Am I? Yes, we are. Am I? Yes, we are. The R, the capital symbol. Yes, we are. There's two of us. For telemetry, that's me and Niklaus. Oh my God, look at that. Yeah, and I represent USSA. Oh my goodness, look at that. USSR, USSA. Yeah, we're both. So, one bridges the gap between the two land masses. Right, look at that, two hemispheres. Oh my God, it's amazing what you can learn. And then the R is like the other dimension, Brussels sprout era that like shines down. Oh my God, we have sector and vector. Look at that at vortex math. Oh my goodness. Okay, so anyway, going back to like the verbal spew of whatever split pea soup that you speak. Yeah. All right. So why are we paying the media to like say nothing important to all the Americans? I mean, right, this is not exactly the kind of journal you want on your record. There's people working in the like magnetic department of like somewhere special at your technology that don't belong there. They keep going, what's your contribution? And they're like, here's my contribution. And then they tally it out and they're like, okay, so here's the big number. Right. Okay. Well, see, here's the thing. The two gods that own the light year system, the origami, the goo, right, that keeps the rest of us all safe. Oh my God, you've kept them apart. You have. So this contribution that you made, we call a mistake. Yeah. Cause you're a taker from the system. It was all about you. Oh my God. You had to like contribute something. Yeah. Okay. But your contribution should have been for bringing them together, and then we would have been proud of you. But the fact that you keep them apart and like keep contributing nothing other than mistakes and like death tax and like sickness tax to the whole system, why are those people alive and living? Like, that's where AK-47 at the boardroom makes sense. I mean, rapid fire, hello? Like, I mean, come on, what the fuck? We're light year technology. Why are we not taking care of the genetic issues that we got going on in, like, some serious places? Yeah. Hi. To your 2020 hindsight, you really fucked up. Big mistakes, and they're all genetic bio mistakes walking around. It's all their parents' fault. So, like, yeah, let's help them out with that and, like, contribute something really helpful to God's life. Yeah, oh my God, oh, we might be able to do something in this time spectrum. Yeah, look at that.